Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the broadcast. Thank you for connecting wherever you're connecting from. Appreciate your presence. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Please share the video, your own platform. Share it if you can. Share the video to your platform. Share it to your family and friends. Share it to your well-wishers. Let us talk about some critical issues that has to do with us. Share the video to your platform, please. Thank you for joining. Like the video, put down your comment and share. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining wherever you're connecting from. I appreciate your presence. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you for joining. You know, everybody know what is on board. Thank you for joining my sister Linda TV show. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate your presence. I thank you so much for your support. May Chukwu Kukabiyama continue to guide you, protect you, secure you for me. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Everybody know what is on board now. We know what is actually on board and what we are dealing with. The case of our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is the major thing on board. That is the thing everybody is talking about, everybody is speaking about, and we have to continue to digest it. We have to continue to speak about it. We have to continue to talk about it on our platforms, continue to add our opinion and tell the world the real situation. You can see that is a light at the end of the tunnel. We can see light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't matter what the enemies are doing. It doesn't matter what they are trying to do. It doesn't matter the attack that is coming from right, left, and center. It doesn't matter the intimidation that is coming from all angles. We will not stop what we are doing. We can't stop, because once we stop what we are doing, that means we have been defeated. And it will be a very bad thing if we allow ourselves to be defeated at this very critical point in time. We don't have to allow us to be defeated. We have to continue to fight with everything that we have to make sure that we gain our freedom. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is leading the charge, we don't have to let him down. We don't have to let him down. After seeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the court, now you can agree with me that it is time for us to fight more than ever. It is time for us to struggle more than ever. It is time for us to embark on a more serious civil disobedience so that things can change. Things cannot change when we sit back and relax. It's going to change. It's going to be the same thing. But the more we continue to fight strong, continue to stand strong with our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, continue to do what we are supposed to do at all time, freedom is going to come, sure. When you look at the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which started from yesterday, there has been some very positive things that have been happening. A lot of information have been coming. That is why I always thank Chukwu Kukabiyama. Each time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes to court, there is always an information. There is always a breadth. There is always an increase in our strength. There is always new thing to learn. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came to court yesterday, so many of us learned a lot of things. So many things were revealed. So many things were revealed when he came to court yesterday. One of the things that was revealed yesterday when he was in court is that these people we are dealing with are monsters. They never listen. They don't obey court order. And it is very clear that if you are thinking that justice will fly from heaven to come and meet you, it cannot come. Nigeria doesn't practice justice. There is no justice in Nigeria. Nigeria don't have a justice system. They don't obey the law. Nigerian government don't obey law. They never obey law. Just as the government don't obey the law, so as every other institution in that contraption called Nigeria don't obey the rule of law. Can you imagine that after the lawyer, the judge herself have cried so many times to ask these people to change the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and make sure that he begin to get his rights in detention? They refused. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still wearing one cloth. It has been made very clear. Even the new legal counsel that we got, senior advocate of Nigeria, Mike Ozekome, he made it clear. He was saying and shouting about it. He was shouting about it, crying about it. The new lawyer we got, the new lead counsel, that the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still remains the same. They have refused him from praying. They have refused him from using his shower he's using for praying. They have refused him from sleeping normally. He's still sleeping on the floor without a pillow. They have refused him from changing his clothes. They are still starving him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still facing a serious torture in the DSS. And it's not a joke. Some people joke about it. They think it's not a matter of joke. And the earlier we wake up, the better. The earlier we wake up from our sleep, the better. Because it is not going to change. That is why you see so many people who are crying and asking Biafrans to do something. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the hand of the Biafrans, not in the hand of anybody. It's in the hand of the Biafrans. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in the hand of any single human being, but in the hand of the Biafran people. Do not believe on any political solution. Do not believe on any politician or any Yohanes Ndibo or any elder that will come and tell you to stop doing this and stop. They have nothing to offer. It is obvious that where we have gotten to today, it is the civil disobedience of the people that have gotten us to where we are today. That is where we got some result that we got. And we cannot stop what we are doing. If you mean well for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you care about him, you have to intensify in whatever you are doing to make sure that he's free. If you care about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is the time for you to stand up and fight more than ever if you care about him. Unless if you don't care. Of course, I know so many people who don't care about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who care about themselves. There are so many people who even pretend that they care about him, but they never care about him. But thank God that Chukwu Okike Abiama is fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on daily basis. At every given point, Chukwu Okike Abiama is still fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Fighting for him on all corners, in all fronts. That is why every single time, every single day, you see people still come out and begin to talk on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, begin to fight on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, regardless the challenges that are coming. Today, Chukwu Okike Abiama have vindicated all of us. When we come online on daily basis to tell that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer anywhere, some people think it's a lie, but it's not. When we tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer anywhere, that is the obvious truth. He has no case to answer. Finally today, the verdict of the case in Abia State have been mentioned. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won his case against the federal government of Nigeria. Biafrans have won their case against the federal government of Nigeria in Abia State. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was awarded 1 billion naira. But the issue is not 1 billion naira. The issue is not about the 1 billion naira. We don't care about 1 billion naira. What we care about is the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what we care about. We care about the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what he's doing for Biafran people. That is the most important thing and what we care about. But what do you see today? What do you see? That is why we tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer in the Janjaweed government, because you cannot build on a wrong foundation. You cannot build anything on the air. Before you have to make a building, there must be a foundation. Every building on the planet Earth must have a foundation. Every building must have a foundation. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the foundation of the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is what transpired in Afari Ibeku. If you see all the charges they are bringing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they took it from 5 to 7, from 7 to 20, and they are going to bring more. They are going to bring more. If you allow them, they will continue to bring more charges. Every of all those charges they are bringing is based on what happened in Afari Ibeku. Every charges they are bringing is based on what happened in Afari Ibeku. And what does that tell you? That tells you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been vindicated and he is innocent of all the charges that were brought against him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very innocent of all the charges that were brought against him. That was why today, a judge in Biafra land, in Abia State, a judge in Abia State have pronounced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu innocent. pronounced him innocent and said that the federal government will pay Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 1 billion naira and again render an apology, public apology on the media for the world to see. What does that tell you? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been very, very innocent. He has been innocent of all the charges that were brought against him. Very innocent. Very innocent, because every charges they are bringing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja is based on what's transpired in Afari Book. And today, a judge has said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. One of the charges they love pushing forward in their conventional media. Go to conventional media, when they are making the announcement, anytime they're talking about Mazi, they say he jumped bail, he jumped bail, he jumped bail. Using that language, jump bail, jump bail. But today, a judge in that same Janjaweed, in that same Janjaweed government, a judge in Afari Ibeku today have pronounced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu innocent. He said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. A judge have proved that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. It was the Nigerian government that sent the military to in his house to go and kill him. And in the process, they killed good number of people. 28 people were mowed down at a spot. Jack was killed. In the process, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lost his two parents. And upon all this, some idiots are still coming out to begin to present case against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you, the judgment that was passed in Abia State today is a victory to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that judgment have destroyed every evidence or whatever thing they are presenting in Abuja, because you cannot build without a foundation. You cannot build without a foundation. And when you build on a faulty foundation, that building must definitely collapse. If you try to build on a faulty foundation, the building will definitely collapse. That is exactly what is happening to the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case anywhere. He has no case anywhere. Not in Biafra land, not in United Kingdom, not in Kenya. Has no case anywhere. He's innocent. He has been innocent. There has not been any court of the law, any law court in the world that have convicted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of any crime. Has not committed any crime. Go and check all the charges that they brought out. That was why the new legal counsel said that all those charges are trash. They are going to be thrown into the dustbin. And today, after they read the whole charges and our legal team countered the charges, what did they do? They had no choice. They postponed the case till 16th of next month. And on that 16th, they are going to hear they're going to hear the application that our legal team has submitted. Application to throw away all those frivolous charges, throw away all those useless and charges that don't hold water, throw them away and grant Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail. That is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. But you, the ordinary people, we are going to help them to achieve that. How are we going to help them? We will help them to achieve victory by embarking on massive civil disobedience like never before. We have been doing it. We have to continue doing what we are doing. It is the civil disobedience that is giving back to the victory you are seeing today. The victory you are seeing today, it is civil. If you are waiting on your politician, if you're waiting on any politician to grant you victory or politician to stand for you, you are a time waster and you're a deceiver. Stop deceiving our people. Stop deceiving our people. Let there be a massive civil disobedience in Biafra land, not only abroad. You can protest abroad. Nobody is stopping you from protesting abroad. Protest abroad. But in Biafra land, there must be something going on the ground. The judge in Afari Book, the judge in Abia State, went further to say that they should let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go. He has not committed any crime. That if they want anything with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they should discuss with him. They should invoke political solution. That is what a judge in Biafra land said. A judge that sat on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu win his case today, said that the federal government of Nigeria has no right to continue to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What they are supposed to do is to go and discuss with him. It is the federal government that are supposed to call for that political solution. Have a discussion with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and ask him, what do you want? That is what they're supposed to do. A judge have advised them on what to do. A judge have advised them, ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what do you want? That is the right thing to do. The issue of going to Kenya to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't hold water. That is why you can see that every case they are presenting to against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today is dead on arrival. Every single case presented against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja High Court is dead on arrival. Because it is because of what happened in Afari Beku That is why every other charges that have been placed upon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was placed. Every charges you see they are throwing, pushing front and back. Every charges you see them pushing forward, calling 100 charges, 20,000 charges. All those charges they are presented against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are all based on what happened in Afari Beko. And as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been proven innocent, as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is proven innocent on that issue of Afari Beko that took the life of 28 people and at the same time took the life of his parents, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent as charged and must be released unconditionally. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally without any time wasting. Without wasting any time. That is what they are supposed to do. But they will continue to pretend as usual. They will continue to show their muzzle and continue to pretend they are not going to agree. But at the end of the day, they will bow and they will do what the Biafran people wanted to do, to set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free, because he is innocent. He is innocent. But we cannot fold our hand because of what we have seen. Biafran people, this is the time for you to embark on a massive civil disobedience. Massive. Now it is very, very clear that they are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu illegal. They are detaining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu illegal in DSS, torturing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after they have committed crime against him in Afari Beko, killed his family, after they have destroyed his home. They are still holding him. They went to Kenya and kidnapped him. They kidnapped him, tortured him in Kenya for 8 days. Then they sent him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. And today, they are still torturing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS. After you have heard that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent, what are you waiting for? What are you now waiting for? Is it not high time that you can stand up and begin to fight for that which is right? Is it not high time you stand up and fight for that which is right? If you don't fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when are you going to fight? Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not kidnapped because of himself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not kidnapped because of his wife and children. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not kidnapped because of anybody. He was kidnapped because of the struggle of Biafra, because he wanted to fight for Biafran people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped because he wanted to set Biafran free. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped because he saw the plight of the people. That is why he was kidnapped. And he was crying. He shouted out. They went and kidnapped him. And today, people are going about their business as if nothing happened. When you call for sit at home, some people say it is too much to do. There is no price that is too much to pay to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released from the hand of the DSS. These people do not understand any other language apart from the language of force. And that language of force is what the masses have to apply to make sure that they begin to listen to the masses. They have even given the expo. They said it's only when they have weighed the reaction of the people. The Attorney General of the Federation said that they are going to check the reaction of the people. The late Muhammad Buhari said they will check the reaction of the people. The imposter in Asorok said they will check the reaction of the people. The Northern Forum said they will check the reaction of the people. Do you think it is the reaction of the Northern people? The reaction, the people they want to check their reaction are Biafran people. They want to check how you and I, the Biafran people, will react. It is our reaction that will trigger what will happen. The reaction of Biafran people will trigger the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It will make them to begin to ask questions. Not only that, it will make the world to begin to ask questions. If you think you can fold your hand and begin to watch and United Nations will come and speak for you, you're a time waster. If you think you just fold your hand and United Nations will come and fight for Biafra, you are wasting your time. You think the EU will speak about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by you folding your hand? You think the United States will talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by you folding hand? They will never do so. Remember, in one of the brokers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said when he went to the United Nations to make some complaint about the issue of Biafra, to make plea for Biafra, they told him, somebody confided in him and told him that go and start doing something. Go and start doing. If you don't do anything, the United Nations is not going to come. Go and start. It is when you start doing something that they will come. That language is a very strong and effective language. Let Biafrans start doing something. When you start doing something, then the world will come into it. Even the Janjaweed themselves will begin to, they are the one that are going to call you for political. You are not the one that will go to Abuja to beg. No, you don't have to. They will invite you. Just like you saw when Niger Delta people were fighting their own. When the coastal region of Biafra were fighting. When the coastal region of Biafra were fighting, you saw they sent a private jet to go and pick them up for discussion in Abuja. That is what is supposed to happen in the issue of Biafra. It is the Janjaweed that it is the Asorok that we send private jet to pick you up for political solution. You don't have to take right. You don't have to go to public bus or take a flight by yourself to go and meet them. No, you don't do that. That was a failure. That is why that first movement failed. That first movement failed. And you saw people who went for that movement, they are coming out to say that it was a failure. Former governor of Anambra State, Ezife, former governor of Anambra State have come out to say that that movement was a failure. That it is a failure. It wasn't a success how they expected. Why was it a failure? It was a failure because they were waiting. Instead of acting, they were waiting. Instead of acting on the ground, they went and begin to discuss, beg. They went to beg, not even discuss, they went to beg. You don't beg Janjaweed for anything. You don't beg Janjaweed for any goddamn thing. You don't beg for them. Don't beg. You demand for it and you take it. It is your right. More especially when you are asking for something that belongs to you. Why must you beg for it? The child of a king doesn't beg. Biafran people are kings. They are children of kings. Biafran people, they are the people who own the wealth that these people are enjoying. Biafran people are the people who are even holding the so-called one Nigeria that is shaking everywhere. You see them shaking their head about. It is Biafran people that are holding it. This is why you must have to continue to do anything you are doing. Continue to focus on the massive civil disobedience. Continue to do it until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. That is the only thing that will trigger the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is not because I am saying it. The Janjaweed said it by themselves that it is the reaction of the people that will determine if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be given a political solution or not. That was what he said. They said it, that it is the reaction of the people. The reaction of people will decide if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be given a political solution or not. It is not reaction of people in the north. It is not the reaction of the people in the Janjaweed. It is not the reaction of people in the northern part of Nigeria. It is the reaction of Biafran people when we begin to react. When they see that the whole Biafran land is embarking on a massive civil disobedience. When they see that the whole Biafran land is giving them economic sanction. When they see that the whole Biafran land, even a child, is willing to stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even in the face of death. When they see it, they will marvel, they will be tremble. The world themselves will be asking questions. What is going on? For those of you who think it's a joke, if you can remember when we started the sit at home, when we started the sit at home initially, when everybody joined, even when the sit at home was cancelled, individuals on their own started a massive sit at home. You saw what happened. There was no rest anywhere. There was no peace anywhere. Even their media could not hold it. They were reporting it by force. Nigerian media, we are reporting the issue by force, by fire, by force. Nigerian media, they were reporting it. You don't need to beg for it. You don't need to beg. You don't need to beg. Just act. We were acting, and you see them, they were reporting it on daily basis. On daily, you didn't pay for it. They were reporting it. That is how it's supposed to be. You saw the politicians. The politicians we are talking about it. They were talking about sit at home. In the Senate, they were talking about sit at home. In the House Assembly, they were talking about sit at home. In Asorok, they were talking about sit at home. Every governor was visiting Asorok to go and look for a solution to stop sit at home. Because it was effective. That is mass action. Mass action. And it was because of this tension that they came and brought that lie. Because of the tension, they couldn't hold it anymore. They concocted a lie and told us about political solution. They just used that language. They brought that language to calm the people down, and they begin to go to Abuja. We know from onset that there is something that is called political solution. We know that. Biafrans know that. But we are not expecting to be the ones to talk about it. It is the Janjaweed government that is going to trigger it. We are going to do the action that will trigger it, but the Janjaweed will call for it. They are the one that are supposed to call for political solution. Because check from all angles, from all action, they committed so many blunders. For the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was granted victory today in Abia State, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu won his case in Abia State today. He was awarded 1 billion in Abia State. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu awarded 1 billion. And Abia State, he was told that the federal government should go and apologize to him. For the fact that that thing was said, you have to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent of all charges against him. The reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was captured and kidnapped from Kenya, why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped from Kenya, is because of what happened in Afara Ibeku. That is the foundation of every charges you see against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The foundation of all those charges is in Afari Ibeko. And today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won the case. For the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won the case in Afari Ibeko, every other charges against him is automatically destroyed. But we know that Nigeria does not obey the rule of law. If Nigeria is a country that obeys the rule of law, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be out of that DSS today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to be out of DSS with immediate effect. He's supposed to be out of DSS. The judge in Abia State have said it, that what the government is supposed to do is to discuss with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, since they don't want to go to court with him, because he was preparing to go to court. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preparing to go to court to answer his case. He even made a broadcast that he is going to Abuja court with 1 million men to support him. He wasn't running away. He said he was going to court, and he even come and broadcast that I am going to court with 1 million men to protect myself. But they couldn't wait. They could not wait for him to come to court. They sent soldiers to go and kill him in his home. They sent soldiers to go and kill him in his home. That is a crime against humanity. They killed 28 people in his home. Not only that, his parents lost their life in the cause. And this is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was vindicated today. He was granted victory. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu won his case. He won his case hands down in the court today, in Afari Ibeko. And this is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left the country. Before you see their media, each time you go to the conventional media, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail. There is never a time they discuss about the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without saying that he jumped bail. In Janjaweed media, in the whole of their media in Nigeria, any of their media you hear them speak, they say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jump bail. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jump bail. But today you can see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. He never jumped bail anywhere. He has never jumped any bail. A judge have proved it today. Gave him a winning. Said that he is supposed to be paid 1 billion naira. And again, the government has to apologize for him. And this man who won his case is still being held captive in the DSS. He is still facing torture. As you are watching this video, they are still torturing him. As you are watching this video, they are still torturing him. They are still punishing him. We are living in a country that is lawless. This is why we are calling for a breakup of this contraption, because it doesn't mean well for any indigenous person. The contraption is not meaning well for any indigenous person. The contraption called Nigeria, the company called Nigeria is established to serve the British purpose. And the willing tool they are using are the Fulani Janjaweed. They have become the willing tool. They know very well that the Biafran people cannot be able to sell themselves. They cannot descend so low to become a slave. Biafran don't want to be slave. The Oduduwans don't want to be slave. That was why even during the independence, the Biafra people were ready for independence. The Oduduwa people were ready for independence. But the northern people were not ready. The Janjaweed in the north don't want independence for the north. They didn't want independence. They never wanted independence at all. Even up to today, they don't want independence. But our grandparents, what do you call him, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, thought he was dealing with people who has brain. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe thought he was dealing with people who has brain. He said, let us wait for them. Even when Awolowo told Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, let us go our separate ways, let us fight for our own independence, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was having pity for this Janjaweed that they cannot feed themselves, and he was said, let us wait for them. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe waited until these people sluggishly joined the movement for independence, and finally, the Biafran people and the Oduduwa people got independent, attached to the Muslims, with the Fulanis. And what did you see? Up to today, we are still waiting for them. Because of that waiting, that mistake, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, how I wish that Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe took a loan, just go with the Oduduwa people. Let just Biafra and Oduduwa go their ways and have their independence. Just imagine how that area would have been today. Just imagine within yourself, if it was only Biafra and Oduduwa people who are in a country of their own, imagine how the area would be. Imagine how it would be. Today, every death you are seeing is being caused by this Fulani Janjaweed. Every insecurity, every bad economy, every destruction. Look at the presidency, how it has become. Look at their presidency. The presidency have become a thing of a joke. The economy is in shambles. Nigeria have become the poverty capital of the world. Poverty, that same poverty that is not, they have decided to use it to infect everybody in that country called Nigeria. That is why they were destroying the economy of the South. They destroyed the economy of the South, closing and closing borders, destroying borders, using their Fulani headers to destroy our farms, to make sure that they send us to that poverty that they are in. They are people who are always ready to draw people back, drawing us back from day one. They have been drawing us back. They have never been any contribution whatsoever from the northern part of Nigeria. No contribution whatsoever. It's only a drawback. That mistake that Dr. Nnamdi Kanu made is still what is haunting us up to today. That is what is haunting us. Just imagine for once, if it was only Biafran people and Ududua who had their own country, how it would be. Just imagine how it would, we would have made a lot of success. Because even in those days, even before the so-called amalgamation, and when the real thing was happening, even in those days, it was the southeast and the southwest that were holding the so-called Nigeria. The Biafran people and the Ududua people were the people holding the so-called Nigeria. You talk about the palm oil. When the petroleum has not even come in place, when the petroleum has not even come on board, the southeastern part of Nigeria was doing very well through Michael Obara, who was in charge of the southeast then, the old southeastern region, headed by Michael Obara, was doing very well. The economy was growing at a very high speed. The economy was growing at a very high speed. In the southwest, Awolowo was doing very, very great work. A lot of good things were going on in that place. A lot of good in the north. They were still playing their games in the north. Playing their games, showing us their fake pyramid of granite. Showing us their fake pyramids of granite. Today, they are still playing that same game. That game they played far back during the time of Awolowo. They are bringing that same game back today. Today, they are showing us the pyramid of rice. The new game propaganda they are bringing now is the pyramid, rice pyramid. Rice pyramid is the new game they are flying. But they cannot fly. It doesn't matter how they try. It doesn't matter how they bring the propaganda. We must continue to fight for our freedom. Until freedom comes, we will never be silent. And they can never oppress us. They can't stop us. They will continue to try, but they will never succeed. They will not allow them to succeed. That is why anybody who is from that country called Nigeria, if you are indigenous person, the best thing for you to do is to continue to ask for the breakup of the contract called Nigeria. Continue to ask for the breakup of the contract called Nigeria. That is the only way to go. You break it up to save life. You break it up, you break it interest. Everybody will focus on their own area. You break it up, the economy will grow. You break it up, people will begin to reason like human, not like animals. You break it up, that contraption will cease to become the poverty capital of the world. That is why you have to break it up. You must break it up. That is the only solution. Stop pretending about a new Nigeria, better Nigeria. There will never be any better Nigeria anywhere. There will not be any. Anybody who is telling you for a better Nigeria is deceiving you. It's a deceiver. There will never be any such. There is nothing like such. Stop dreaming about such. It can never happen. You will never see any better Nigeria anywhere. That is why the Biafran people have taken up the struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew about it. He had the solution. He saw what is going to happen today. He saw what is happening today. When he saw it far back, he started crying and shouting. Begin to call attention of people to look on what is happening. He began to call on people to watch and see what is happening. But people refuse to listen. Many people refuse to listen. Some call him a warmonger. Some call him a noisemaker. Some call him an ethnic bigot. But today, everything that our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has spoken about is what is playing out today before your own very eyes. Everything he spoke about is playing out. This is why you have to fight for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is the only man that the Janjaweed will hear his voice and they will shiver. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was with us, everywhere was calm. People were secured. The Janjaweed are so scared to come out. They are so scared to invade the southeast. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put a stop to their movement, put a stop to their Fulanization and agenda, put a stop to their Islamization agenda. But after they succeeded in kidnapping him from Kenya and sent him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition, they wake up. Now we are hearing about Fulani herdsmen killing again. You see their videos everywhere where they are even mounting roadblock. Fulani herdsmen have risen. They have risen from all angles. I pray that we will wake up and begin to do the right thing. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect everyone who has participated in this video. Please share this video for all your platforms. Share it to your family and friends. Share it to people so that they can see and know what is going on. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has won victory. And this is a new beginning. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has gotten victory in one of the cases. He has gotten victory, a milestone victory, and more victory is coming. A judge has pronounced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu innocent of all charges. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra have defeated the Janjaweed government in Abia State High Court, and he has been awarded some prize. And the federal government is being told to go and apologize for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu openly. That is what they're supposed to do. And the judge went further to advise them to go and dialogue with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made it clear. The only dialogue, referendum. Conduct referendum for the Biafran people to decide their fate. Let Biafran people choose where they want to be, where they want to go, what they want to decide. Let Biafrans decide. Let them decide their fate. You can't decide for anybody. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he will not take decision for anybody. Let Biafran people, one man, one vote for referendum. One man, one vote. After the referendum, if Biafran people decide to remain in Nigeria, so be it. We remain in Nigeria. But whereby the Biafran people say they don't want to be part of Nigeria, you let the Biafrans go. Let the Biafrans go so that they can be able to worship Chukwu Okike Abiama in truth and in spirit in their land. That is the best thing to do. We have to continue to embark on a massive civil disobedience. That is the only way to go. It is the Biafran people that will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not the Janjaweed, not the lawyers, not anybody, not Buhari. Our mass action, the mass action of Biafran people is what is going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we must have to continue to embark on a mass action to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released unconditionally. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. I say may Chukwu Okike Abiama bless you, guide and protect you wherever you are watching from. Thank you and remember this. I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. I will try as much as possible anytime I have chance to continue to come online and brief you on information. Remember, tomorrow there is a court case also. There's a court case. That's one hearing of one of the applications. There's another hearing of application tomorrow. It is not necessary. I don't think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be on the court tomorrow. He's not going to be in the court tomorrow. It's a hearing of application. And I pray that we still have a positive outcome on tomorrow's court. Until 16th. The court has been adjourned until 16th. On the 16th, then that is the day the application of our lawyers will be read openly to throw away all those charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every charge against him, they are all dead on arrival. The victory that we got in Abia today have made all of those charges dead on arrival. Because you cannot build on a faulty foundation. You can't build on a faulty foundation. If you build on a faulty foundation, you can't even. There is no foundation, for every charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The foundation have just been destroyed today in Abia State. When the court said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent or guilty, tell the federal government to go and apologize and even dialogue with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he was awarded 1 billion. That is a milestone judgment. That is a milestone victory for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because every other charges is anchored on what transpired in the home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has won that case, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will continue to win. He will continue to win until the end. Thank you so much for watching, and remember this. Bye-bye. See you again next time.